is just fantastic. Captain's log, subdate 210618.7. I need chocolate. Welcome everyone to This Week at Twitter, or twat. Today we're going to start with some audience participation. Men, what qualifies a woman as wife material for you? Now this is quite a tricky area to navigate. Not because somebody might get offended that they are not the material you are looking for, deriving that from the tweet, not as if the woman is an object. Personality and physical traits are subjective, and those could be something as simple as if they are a trap or not, if they have the right skin color, because this applies to some people who do fetishize, and that applies to those who like thinner people, or even plus-size people, because let's not forget here, wife material can come in all shapes and sizes. I'm, for the sake of this, going to now insert my own personal opinion. There is no such thing as wife material for me because I don't believe in marriage. Okay. I bet that annoyed somebody. I would like to know what constitutes wife material to you, so do let me know down below, but there is one more audience participation that we're going to get to in a moment. But as a follow-up to this kind of tweet, I want to go to Lexi Alex. Men of Twitter, we can see you not retweeting women and it speaks volumes about you. This tweet is a bit of a catch-22, because if men did exclusively retweet any and all women they see, it could be seen as empowering the woman, yes. But it can also be seen as harassment, stalkerish, inappropriate. And for the sake of it, on Twitter, when I see something that either amuses me or I believe is an interesting take, at no point do I think, you're a whammon, I should retweet you. No, I firmly believe the merit of what one has tweeted out should stand on itself, and, if possible, be promoted by those who agree with it. Like myself. Hello. So tweets like this are a bit loaded. Really, aren't they? It's almost as if you're trying to start a fight. Which is interesting because you followed up this tweet with, this tweet somehow ended up in incel territory, and it's cracking me up how much they are hurt by it. Why would they ever think this was meant for them? We don't follow you, as a matter of fact we work hard to avoid you, so this statement can't possibly be about you. Your tweet, men of Twitter, do kindly tell me where men of Twitter and incel don't somehow coexist in some form. I'm assuming in the context of what you're tweeting, incels aren't real men because they have to be human first, and sadly they don't qualify. And yes, that was a quote from a film, but rehashed to suit this. So while staying in this ballpark of ridiculous and inappropriate, we go to blue checkmark Pete Dominic. I have no idea who you are, but apparently you're a stand-up comedian. Here's a great joke then from him. There is nothing about female bodies moving around that is inherently sexual, and anyone who sees a child, air quotes, twerking, end air quotes, and says it is sexual is putting that meaning on her. She is not putting it on herself. Firstly, I think it's amusing you only think girls would do the twerking. That's interesting. Second, I saw this because of Snoot. Third, oh FBI, we've got one, boys. Let's search his computer. I'll put money on it that the Netflix movie Cuties is a wallpaper on his computer. And we may as well address each aspect of this tweet because it does feel like he's digging quite a big hole for himself. There is nothing about female bodies moving that is inherently sexual. Are you asexual by chance? Because there are certain contexts where dancing can be considered a part of the mating ritual. Some people have a hip swagger that does catch the eye of some people, male, female, or other. And children twerking, well, twerking is a thing for booty clapping, isn't it? Usually done by adults, because some guys think it's quite hot. To see a child do it is inappropriate. Do you remember when I mentioned cuties? There was a reason for that, because there was enough backlash for it. In short, if ever there was a hill you don't want to be caught dying on, this tweet is the one. Well done, Pete Dominic Blue Check Mark. Well done. To our final piece of audience participation, we go to Eric Alper. What's a movie you've watched 5 or more times? Now I'd like to expand this. to a movie, that one movie you could watch over and over again and never get bored of it, because to say 5 movies now, certainly at my age, the list would be far too long. So for the sake of it, I'm going to condense it to 2 movies that I could watch over and over again. I would add Lord of the Rings extended editions, but the end part of Return of the King always makes me sad. So instead I'm going to go with Ocean's 11, because I think it's a fantastic movie, and Gone in 60 Seconds, because I like cars. Next I want to have a little rant, about something that bugs me quite a bit. Nolanium, this Twitter, tweeted, "Hey folks, don't be this guy, time is money," where somebody had DM'd them, "Do you do art? If you don't mind, I would like a logo and banner made, something similar what I have now. I want a colour, blue, Ireland culture, cartoony animated. If you can do that for me, I will shout out you and follow you." The first mistake was accepting the request, but it did lead to a rather interesting result. "You'll shout me out to all 57 of your followers? Awesome! Hey, how about instead of a shout out, you pay me my going rate for promotional artwork?" To which the person replied, "Sorry, can't do, bye." There is a level and air of entitlement when it comes to the time and effort others put into work you use. I will always stand up and say, if you use art of any kind in your videos, like I do in this video, it must be paid for, and if at all agreed upon, you link the artist that does your work. I have been quite consistent when it comes to creators that use art made for them and they never link the artist, never shout out the artist, or they don't pay the artist. It is a dick move. It is unacceptable, and to believe that you should be entitled to someone else's time and work, where they'll get a shout out, which carries no weight, unless you're one of the big boys and girls, on YouTube or on Twitch, or wherever it is you make your money. In reality, it means nothing and carries no weight. You must pay for work. I still do. Hell, I have a channel called Moisky Reads. I started by reading from the works of H.P. Lovecraft and now Edgar Allan Poe. I don't make any money on that channel. None at all. There are no ads. It's not monetized. But all the artwork is 100% paid for, and it will remain as such. Every thumbnail template you've ever seen, paid for. Avatars, paid for. Backgrounds, paid for. One must, if they want to get anywhere, be willing to pay for work that is put into their channel. It is as simple as that, unless you intend to do it yourself. There are many who will steal images on Google and create a stock image avatar or a stock image banner. They're so cheap, they'll still have the watermarks from the site they stole them from. It's a dick move. Be better. And don't be so entitled as to think an artist owes you anything or should give you something for free. To our penultimate subject, we go to Nate Talks to You, who is actually a content creator on YouTube. The same thing that happened to the term SJW is happening with woke. What began as a term to describe fringe elements of the left is gradually being broadened until any left-leaning idea is labelled woke, which is true. The word is being misused and flippantly misused as a means of just pigeonholing or shoehorning all those that lean on one side as something. We endured it for 4 years under Trump, where people would say if you were remotely conservative, you were just racist. These words, though, lose all meaning as time goes by, because what once defined these words no longer applies to them, because they've shifted the goalposts, whoever it is that has flippantly misused these words, so as to just be a dick to another person. So to our final subject, and we're going to go with an equal misunderstanding, we go to the former MP for Labour, a Corbynista called Claudia Webb, who was in September of 2020 suspended from the Labour Party after being charged with harassment. She assumed office in 2019, by the way, so she's kind of, not doing so well really, but at the same time hardly a surprise. Well, Claudia Webb was having a little response to Secretary of a Card, a meme, this meme. Claudia Webb decides to reply, "Terrible how misinformation, racism and injustice works. Meanwhile, hate, abuse, death threats and male violence against me just continues." To which Bryce Bealey replies, "Which category does this meme fall into? It isn't easily identifiable as any of the above." Claudia's response, "What meme?" So Bryce shows her the meme. Claudia's response, "My response does not relate to your interpretation." Which then leads her to say I did not accuse the meme of anything. There are some people in the world who are so boomer, they don't understand memes. They don't understand jokes. They merely take what they consider as offense and use it as an opportunity to put everything that they have endured in their lifetime, perceived perhaps, onto that person who posted the meme or are arguing with, because they really don't understand the internet. I have done videos covering Claudia Webb on the Moistski live channel, my politics channel. Link below, streaming tonight, 9:30 PM GMT, political recap. Hope to see you all there. And I will admit, she's not the sharpest, but could become one of the funniest. Anyway, as we're done, I'd like to know what you think, so please do let me know in the comments down below. Hope you'll have a fantastic Friday and subsequent weekend, and thank you all very much for listening.